If you're a senior in Canada, or you have parents who are receiving OAS or CPP, there are changes happening right now that could directly affect how much money lands in your bank account each month. Some seniors are seeing their payments adjusted without fully understanding why. Others are missing out on extra benefits they didn't even know they qualified for. And a growing number are receiving letters from Service Canada asking them to confirm information within a strict deadline. If any of this sounds familiar, or if you simply want to make sure you're not leaving money on the table, stay with me for the next few minutes. Welcome back to Frank Canada Today. If you're new here, this channel covers the latest updates on OAS, CPP, GIS, and everything else affecting Canadian seniors and retirees. Today we're breaking down the most important changes happening with old age security and the Canada Pension Plan, why they're happening, and exactly what you should check in your own situation to make sure you're getting everything you're entitled to. Stick around until the end, because I'll also walk you through a simple checklist you can use today. Let's start with the big picture. Why is there so much attention on OAS and CPP right now? Part of it comes down to indexing. Both OAS and CPP are adjusted periodically to keep up with the cost of living, and these adjustments don't always happen the way people expect. OAS is reviewed quarterly based on the Consumer Price Index, which means the amount seniors receive can shift several times a year, sometimes going up, and in rare cases staying flat if inflation cools down. CPP, on the other hand, is adjusted annually, and the amount someone receives depends heavily on their contribution history, the age they started collecting, and how many years they contributed at the maximum level. Because these numbers move differently and on different schedules, a lot of seniors end up confused about why their combined payment looks
different from one month to the next, or different from what a friend or neighbor is receiving, even though their work history seems similar. The second reason there's so much focus on this topic is the growing number of seniors becoming eligible for the Guaranteed Income Supplement, often called GIS, without realizing it. GIS is an additional non-taxable benefit for low-income seniors who are already receiving OAS. Because it's income tested, many people assume they won't qualify, especially if their income was higher during their working years. But once retirement income drops, a lot of seniors become newly eligible and simply never apply because nobody automatically tells them their situation has changed enough to qualify. The third reason is increased verification from Service Canada. Similar to what we've seen with other government programs, there's been a rise in requests for seniors to confirm their marital status, their address, and their income details, particularly for anyone receiving GIS or the allowance for spouses of GIS recipients. If this information isn't updated, payments can be paused temporarily until everything is confirmed, even if the person remains fully eligible. So let's go through exactly what you should be checking right now, step by step. The first thing to check is your OAS payment amount compared to the most recent quarterly adjustment. You can find current amounts directly on the Government of Canada website or through your My Service Canada account online. If your payment hasn't changed in a while, it may simply mean inflation has been flat, but it's still worth confirming rather than assuming. The second thing to check is your CPP contribution record. This is especially important if you're not yet collecting CPP, because the age you choose to start, anywhere between 60 and 70, permanently affects how much you receive for the rest of your life. Starting early reduces your monthly amount, while delaying increases it. Reviewing your statement of contributions through My Service Canada account can help you understand exactly what you're entitled to at different starting ages, so you can make an informed decision rather than guessing. The third thing to check is your eligibility for the Guaranteed Income Supplement. Many seniors assume this only applies to people with extremely low income, but the threshold is often higher than people expect, and it also depends on whether you're single or have a spouse, and whether that spouse also receives OAS. If your income has changed since you last checked, even due to something like reduced investment income or the loss of a workplace pension, it's worth reviewing your eligibility again. The fourth thing to check is your personal information on file with Service Canada. This includes your address, your marital status, and your direct deposit details. If Service Canada sends a letter asking you to confirm any of this and it goes unanswered, payments can be delayed or paused, not because you did anything wrong, but simply because the system requires up-to-date confirmation to keep processing your file smoothly. Now, just like with any government benefit, I want to take a moment to talk about scams, because this is where a lot of seniors get targeted directly. As real letters and legitimate reviews from Service Canada increase, so do fraudulent phone calls, texts, and emails pretending to represent the government. These often claim that your OAS or CPP will be canceled unless you provide your social insurance number or banking details immediately.
Please remember, Service Canada will never ask for sensitive personal information through unsolicited text messages or emails, and they will never threaten immediate cancellation of your pension over the phone. If you receive anything like this, don't respond directly. Instead, contact Service Canada using the official number listed on the canada.ca website. So, what should you actually do if
you think something might be off, or if after going through this checklist you suspect you're missing out on money you're entitled to? The first step is to stay calm. This is rarely as complicated as it first appears. Second, log into your My Service Canada account. This gives you a full breakdown of your OAS, CPP, and any GIS eligibility in one place. Third, if anything looks unclear or incomplete, call Service Canada directly or visit a local Service Canada office in person if you prefer speaking to someone face-to-face. And fourth, if you're unsure about your GIS eligibility specifically, it's worth applying anyway, because there's no penalty for applying and being found ineligible, but there is a real cost to simply never applying at all. It's also worth mentioning that OAS includes a clawback for higher income seniors, often called the OAS recovery tax. If your net income goes above a certain threshold, part of your OAS may need to be repaid. This threshold is adjusted each year, so if your income has changed recently, whether through investment gains, part-time work, or a lump sum withdrawal from a retirement account, it's worth checking whether this applies to you before it becomes an unexpected surprise at tax time. The bigger picture here is that Canada's retirement income system is made up of several moving parts, OAS, CPP, and GIS, and each one works a little differently. That doesn't mean anything is broken, but it does mean staying a little proactive really pays off. Checking your account once or twice a year, understanding how your CPP timing decision affects your future income, and making sure you're not missing out on GIS if your circumstances have changed can make a meaningful difference to your financial comfort in retirement. If this video helped clear things up, do me a favor and hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more Canadian seniors who need this information. And if you want more updates like this covering OAS,
CPP, GIS, and practical retirement advice for Canadians, make sure you subscribe to Frank Canada today and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next update. Thanks so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, review those benefits carefully, and I'll see you in the next